Okay, let's start eliminating the first term, which is the first variable of the second equation. So remember, we want to keep, eventually we want to get a triangular shape of the system, right? We need to eliminate this term, this one, and these two, and this one here. All right, let's think about this. To eliminate this term, what I can do is to multiply one equation by a number and then add. So I could multiply, for example, the first equation here multiplied by the reciprocal of this coefficient a11. So if I multiply by that, then this coefficient will become 1. And this coefficient will be whatever it is, right? A11 multiplied by that will be A11 divided by A12 divided by A11, and so forth. And then the same thing here with the B1. B1 multiplied by that will give you a new term, a new number. So once I multiply by 1 over A11, this first equation will look like this. Will be x1, right? Because the coefficient will be 1. And then A12 over A11 x2, and then A13 over A11 x3, A14 over A11 x4, and then B1 over A11. So that will be how the first equation will look like. But we don't want to touch the first equation. We want to keep the same, we want to keep the first equation as it is. We just need a multiple of the first equation so we can add to the second equation. But the second equation has the coefficient a21. So if I add to this guy here, that doesn't eliminate. So I need to do something else here. Maybe I need to multiply this also by the opposite of a11, which is negative a1, opposite of a21, which is negative a21. Okay, so this way, this equation, the first equation, will look like negative a21, and then there will be a21 here as well, negative. It will look complicated this way, right? So I don't want to bother with this now. The computer Octave will do the calculation for us. But the idea is to multiply the first equation by the reciprocal here, 1 over a11, so this becomes 1, and then multiply by the opposite of this term, this coefficient, negative a21. Then this is what we have. Now we can add to the second equation. So when we add that to the second equation, x1 will disappear, right? Because the coefficient will be 0. So just to illustrate that with the more concrete example, let's say, for example, I have 3x1 plus 2x2 and so forth. I don't want to write the rest. I just want to illustrate the first two equations. Let's say here I have 5x1 plus, I don't know, 4x2. Okay, that's the second equation, and then I have another equation here and another equation here. Okay, so if I multiply, so this is the first equation, here's the second equation. So if I multiply the first one by 1/3, that will eliminate the 3 there, where I get only 1. But then I need to multiply by the opposite of 5, right? Negative 5. So in other words, I'm pretty much multiplying by opposite of 5 divided by 3. So why I want to do that? Because now I get, so this will give me negative 5x1, and then negative 5/3 times 2, that's negative 10/3, right? X2 and so forth. And then look at this. This is what the first equation looks like now. Then I add to the second equation. You see what's going to happen? Negative 5x1 plus 5x1, that will eliminate x1. Okay, and then once I do that, then I don't touch the first equation actually. I'm going to leave the first equation that it is. Now I'm going to replace the second equation with the new one. So the operation is this. We take the first equation, okay, multiply by the opposite of this coefficient here, a21, which is negative a21, and then times the reciprocal of a11. Okay, so multiply the first equation by that and add to the second equation. And then where are you going to put that? Well, we're going to put that in equation 2. So we're going to replace equation 2 with this result here. So this will eliminate this guy right here. Okay? So, and then we do a similar thing. So let me erase that now. So this will eliminate. Let me move this over here. So this eliminates the a21 x1 from the second equation. Okay. So that will eliminate that. How do we eliminate this guy here? Well, if you look at the same idea here, a very similar idea, we multiply the first equation by the reciprocal of a11, so it's 1 over a11, and then the opposite of a31. So we multiply the first equation by that, and then we add to the third equation. Okay, so if we do that, then the coefficient of x1 here will become negative a31, and when we add that to the third equation, because the coefficient of the third equation is a31, right, the coefficient of x1, so it gets eliminated because the coefficient becomes 0. So if you follow the same idea, then multiply the first equation by a31 opposite divided by a11, and add that to the third equation, and then we replace the third equation. Okay. So this will eliminate a31 x1 from the third equation. And then finally, to eliminate this guy here, we'll do very similar operation. Okay. Let me put that closer here. So here would be a41, opposite of a41, again times the reciprocal of a11, or divided by a11. Add that to the fourth equation and replace the fourth equation by that result. This will eliminate a41 from the fourth equation. Right. So that's the first bunch of operations that we do to eliminate these coefficients here. So once we do that, then the next phase of Gaussian the Gauss elimination is to work on these two coefficients here, or these two terms. So we'll because at this point these terms here are eliminated, so we don't have to worry about those. So then we will eliminate these here. To eliminate these two, so that's the second phase now. Notice that we can now work with the second equation, right? So we multiply the second equation, again, similar idea, by the reciprocal of a22. So that would be 1 over a22. But then times the opposite of a32. So here would be negative a32. So multiply the second equation by that. Right, this is 0. This it's not showing up anymore. And then we add to the third equation. Right, so if you multiply that by the second equation, this coefficient here will become negative a32. When we add to the third equation, it eliminates x2. So let's write that down here. So the second bunch of operations, we multiply now the second equation by the reciprocal of a22 in times opposite of a32, yes. Add that to the third equation, replacing the third equation. So this will eliminate a, so let me write that here. Oh, not working there. Okay, my copy and paste didn't work. Oh, okay, let's try again. Copy that. I'm having trouble here. Okay, this will eliminate a 32x2 from the third equation. Right, yeah, see here, we'll eliminate that. And then to eliminate this term, so what do? We multiply by a42 opposite divided by a22. Add that to the fourth equation. This will eliminate a42x2 from the fourth equation. Okay. So that's the idea. And then again, now that this is eliminated, then to eliminate this guy here, we'll work with the third equation. We multiply by the reciprocal of a33 and then opposite of a43. Okay, multiply by that and add to the fourth equation. So that's the very last operation. So I can copy here. So we take the third equation, multiply by the reciprocal of a33, or 1 over a33, and then here's 4,3, right, opposite of a43, which is this guy here, opposite of that, and add to the fourth equation, replacing the fourth equation, that will eliminate a43x3 from the fourth equation.